is AI a good thing or a bad thing for your
It's
industry?
a good thing if you're using it for creativity. And AI, we just had it about quality. AI will improve the quality of top lines a lot, because what you can nowadays do with AI is incredible, and it improves so fast. And I think that all the top lining business, like top lining for people who don't know, is like singer-songwriters, because like for most of the dance productions, not the producer is doing like the writing, it's professional writers. But also that market is like super big. And AI is like keeping up. So AI is right now at a point where it's better than a lot of not so good singer-songwriters.
Hi, I'm Zach Newmark, and this is DamYankee. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts for all the best interviews with the coolest performers based here in the Netherlands and those traveling through the country like Cuebrick. He's sitting here to my left, and he is a top 100 DJ. He's been there for the last 4 years, and he's in town for Amsterdam dance event. He's into techno and progressive house music and has a fan base of hundreds of thousands of people, and that number is growing year after year. He had his first breakout hit in 2014 and has been a professional on the scene for the past 15 years, hitting main stages worldwide. He's now in town for Amsterdam dance event. Cuebrick, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you making the time for us today.
Thanks so much for inviting me.
I mean, it's I've reading about your career is super cool, and talking to you off camera is been great, because you just you're a house DJ and you're a techno DJ is kind of how your fans know you. But maybe people don't know kind of what your path has been that actually got you to this point.
Yeah. I think starting or being involved in a DJ or a musical career is always like it's a wild journey. A lot of things happen till you are in a certain point.
I mean, to be in the top 100 for the past 4 years, it's not an easy accomplishment to get to. And, even though you've been, a veteran of this, electronic music, it's only the past 4 years out of your 15 years as a professional.
That's pretty much I would guess like the problem about like building a music career. Like when I started that, and one of the first signings I had was like a big label in Mexico called Ampo. It's like supposed to be like a major there. They are really kind of control the dance scene there back then. And like the A&R there told me that like building a career in electronic music is a marathon, not a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what it really is. Like the situation that you have like one big hit and you're like famous overnight after only like 1 year or 2 year working on it. This is like super, super, super rare. Normally it's like going up a level, like you're making your steps, growing
right
slowly. I think this is how it normally works. It's like I have a partner I do music with, and he told me one really clever sentence I always remember. It's like, you have to work 15 years to be like famous overnight. You know what I mean?
Totally. I mean, we've had this conversation, with a number of stand-up comedians also who talk about, having become sort of famous overnight, or at least that's how they're written about. And then you actually look in their background and they've been at it for 10, 12 years with these lonely overnights in the middle of nowhere, performing to an audience of 10 drunk people.
Yeah, that's it. And this is like also like back in the days, or what all the musicians have experienced is exactly that, like performing club shows in front of 3 drunk people, 5 drunk people, 10 drunk people, getting almost no payment, driving 5 hours by cars into that club, thinking, oh, this will be the best show ever. And then you're entering the room and the dance floor is, as we said, like 10 people almost at the end of their everything. Yeah, and that's like I think like everybody who's in that scene for a certain while has experienced that. Also, like it's the same here at ADE. There's so many parties out there.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them turns out to be super good. Some of them turns out to be like, yeah,
right.
yeah. It's like 3 people in a what's the name in a where they sell weed in a weed shop.
In a coffee shop. Yeah,
in a coffee shop.
Yeah. Yeah, and what is in the cards for you with this with this festival, with ADE this time around? Because you're in town, you're in Amsterdam, you come through Amsterdam a fair bit. You were saying, what are you doing this week?
For me, like I'm in the lucky position that I have a management, so like the most important business meetings they are doing for me. If it's like super, super important, I will join them. But for me, like ADE is more like reconnecting personally to the people I do business with over the years through emails, through WhatsApp, through phone calls, and then like seeing them, having a beer with them, like connecting on that like really private,
that sort of personal level.
Yes, exactly.
Is this the side of ADE that it draws tens of thousands of people, or a couple 100,000 people come in for the festival? Is this the side that the music fans don't know or don't understand?
No, this is basically the side that I think that the people don't know that are coming first time. When I thought about like how many years I attended ADE, and I think it's somewhere between like 8 or 10 years. Like between 8 or 10 years ago, I went the first time.
Just as a fan.
Yeah, as a fan. Still, I made already music there, like 10 years ago. But like for me, I went to ADE then to get like better contacts. Like to approach the labels, to approach other artists, to do like this. But now that I've been like here for a certain time and been in the business for a certain time, you have not all the contacts. You never have all the contacts, but you have like a certain kind of like, I know how to reach people, and like my contacts will then have those contacts.
Right.
So it's not about like building the network anymore. For me, it's like more like keeping the network and like seeing each other and having a good time, drinking beer, smoking some herbs. No, we didn't do it this time.
Weekend's not over.
But no, it's more about that, like really connecting on that private level.
I mean, you were saying that this colleague of yours was really explaining how it's kind of step by step, and the way that it goes. But that's exactly what's happened with your career. If I looked back at earlier biographies that were written about you and released about you, it's 2014 was a breakout year, 2016 was a breakout year, 2019 is a breakout year. Then COVID happens, and you start getting more popularity with these virtual sets that you're doing, and then you're in the top 20, the top 100 list in 2022, and it's like every 2 years you have this kind of, I think your current biography calls it a watershed year. You've got one after another, and it really is this kind of progression for you. Is that something that new musicians, new artists expect, or just don't expect?
I think it's if they keep going, then they can expect it, but they really have to, in my opinion, like, I also have a lot of friends who are self-employed, and they do own businesses. But the kind of businesses they are owning is more like, big companies who sell things, or some, you know what I mean? Like normal, just normal businesses, buying something, selling something, producing something, selling something.
Trade services, whatever.
Something like that. And if I look at them and how they started and now what a short time it take them to build a business, and then what kind of return money-wise they have, crazy. And if I then compare it with like music industry, or I have also friends in film industry in Germany, I think this is the two hardest businesses in the world to really break through, to make a living out, to earn like enough money to get like enough money to live out of it.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is, like, there's so many competitors. Like if I see right now, I think like every third person want to be a DJ or a musician or whatever, and
right.
every second girl want to be an actress, or you know what I mean, something like that. And like also with social media and everything, you see all those DJs posting like big pictures, posting big stages, posting whatever. So it's super easy to get encouraged by those kind of media.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people like so much more than like 15 years ago trying to get into the scene. And as soon as you have like that much people going in, but only like
just a sliver.
For example, I don't know the numbers, but in Germany, I would guess there's maybe, if I only speak about Germany, maybe there's 400, 500, something between like 500 and 1,000 DJs that actually can make a good living out of it. I mean, not like really touring their ass off in a kind of way where like there is always possibilities to earn money as a DJ. Like if you're willing to travel a lot, if you're okay with 300 euros a night for 7 hours, you can make a living out of that. But the problem is, you tour and tour and tour. You have like 2 shows a weekend. Club owners pay you super less money, and then you're 50, and what to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? So this is also for me. You can make a living out of that in the moment. It's okay, but then like afterwards, you will have a problem somewhere when you're older. So if I count like that DJs that can really like also spare some money for when they are older, when they're maybe not able to tour anymore, when they're like blah, 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 I would guess it's like between 500 and 1,000 people, something like that. So, but if you think that like thousands, like 100,000 of people want to be a DJ only in Germany, we have like 85 million, 86 million people. So if we say like from the younger generation, let's say, don't know, 500K people want to do this. Because they see it on social media, blah, blah, blah.
What was that moment for you where you actually started making enough money where it was really, comfortable enough to at least have a sort of average life, an average comfortable life?
That's a super good question. I was be able to do this pretty fast, but I was like also producing my own music. I have also a partner I'm working with. His name is Tobias. But Tobias and we built our own studio. Where we produced our own music, so we don't have to pay any other person to do that. It's called ghost producing.
Yeah.
It's out everywhere. Now we ghost produce other artists. You know what I mean? So we have an income alone from that.
Right.
Because we can do our own. At the other hand, we don't have to pay other people to make our music. So this is a thing. So that brought me in a good position. But if you're thinking also, if you have like this really big festivals, if you see like people in social media, you think they're doing well, blah, 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 blah. They are posting like the big pictures of big stages, but sometimes they also only get like a super small amount of money because those festivals know they want to play there.
Right.
And they're like,
we'll pay you in exposure.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was, anytime I was in a lucky position that I don't have to accept gigs only for money. And this brings you in like a super good position where you can choose more wisely where to play. And this is also what builds your profile a lot. Like if people look where you're playing, which clubs you're playing, if it's only good ones, blah, 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 then you're if you only, then you will have better shows, then you will have better footage, then you can like attract more people with your music. You're also playing venues where they are more into that kind of music. Yeah, it's not like mixed music clubs, because some clubs play like hip hop on the Friday, house on the Saturday, and 90s on the Sunday, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
you then are able to play those venues who are really like well known for that kind of music. And if you are able to be that selective, you can build your profile a little bit better.
And the way that you're talking about it is so business-like. I mean, it's really an entrepreneur's way of talking about, you know, music.
Yeah.
Were you always that way, or were you chasing more of an artistic dream at one point?
No, the thing is, like, the reason I went into music is because I 100% love it. Like the first time I started DJing at the age of 12, 13, like I bought my turntables, tried it, I really loved it. I always loved to watch DJs. I also went like my first club show, like really as a customer clubs. I went also at 14 because I always looked a little bit older, and then I had a friend who were like 18, and like on his pass, on his ID card, you couldn't tell if it's him or me, so I used his ID card. And like with 14, I went to like the biggest drum bass parties out there in Mannheim. I'm from Mannheim, and we had like back then a big drum bass scene there.
Right.
So I watched DJ Hype, DJ Zinc, all the DJs. It's also like when I started DJing, I started with drum bass on vinyl.
Yeah.
I have still a lot of like vinyls at home. But yeah, this is like and then I was really like I graduated university with economics, and I was never employed at that because I always loved music and I wanted to make it music. But as I had this background, and as I then also was already part-time DJing, like I was studying, but also like was invited by clubs to play for that 300 euros, 250 euros. I was like, okay, I really want to make music because this is like my heart. I know like what I want to build, but I also knew that I have to be free in my mind to choose what I accept and what not.
Right.
So I think what a lot of problem is with creativity nowadays, because when you don't be like financially secure in a kind of way, which does not mean that you're rich. It just does mean that it pays off your flat.
Right.
That it pays off your insurance,
that
it pays off your food.
That you can eat. Yeah, exactly.
That you can eat. Only that. If you're struggling in your daily life, you know what I mean? And have to accept everything, like every bar that wants you to play there, every then it's super, it's super weird. It's super, like, in my opinion, not possible to live your creativity because you're chasing the money and not the creative process. You know?
Yeah.
Because creativity takes a lot of time. Like sometimes you're in the studio and you're producing 3 hours, 4 hours, and then like you hear it the next day and you think, what the fuck? What is this?
Yeah.
What did I create? Please kill it.
Do you still have those moments now where, you know, do you sometimes feel like, you know, do you sometimes feel like there's an imbalance between, you know, the business side taking over and not spending enough time on the creative side? No. Because that's a very definitive no.
No. Just I had the thought about this in a moment, but no. Like, and this is also like a good thing when you grow into your career. The more you grow, the more you can like every step you grow, you can do more what you want. You know what I mean? You're more free to do what you want. Because you also have in that music scene, in the electronic music scene, you have a lot of gatekeepers.
Right.
For example,
I mean, in music in general, right?
In
music in general.
Like, for example, A&Rs at labels.
Right.
So the smaller you are as an artist, the more they try to push you and what their vision is about the music. And the bigger you grow as an artist, the more you can show them, hey bro, maybe let's try this. It's more my vision of what we should do. And this also comes with like growing as an artist.
Something that I heard you mention were, you know, maybe some contract that you signed kept you from being able to do one gig or another gig or releasing something or not releasing something. What are some of the missed opportunities from your career that you kind of wish, if I had that moment back again, I kind of wish I had, you know, taken this job, or I wish I had done that?
the thing with me was like I recognized it early enough that it like kind of stops me in a way, and then I had the possibilities to get rid of it, like to get out of it and everything. Then it was okay. I luckily never signed a contract that was so strong that really kept me from something. But I know a lot of like also really close friends who had that. Like this one guy, like it was literally something between 3 and 5 years. And it was a big American label, I can tell. I will not tell the name. But they really blocked him for years. And he is such a talented producer.
Was he able, I'm sure you don't want to say who it was, but was he ever able to get out from under that?
Yeah, but it was super hard.
Yeah.
This really, like, he was at a moment where he maybe could have been like the next Felix Jähn or something like that. Or the German Felix Jähn or something like that. Felix Jähn is German. The next Felix Jähn. But it's really like, because when you're out, like when you're not able to, the music scene is a really fast scene, and it gets even faster now with TikTok and everything. If you're not able to keep up, then you lose it at one point. And if you're 3 years out, there's a problem.
I mean, you're lucky. You never had that.
No.
Yeah.
No, but that's also a good thing. It's like when you're talking to a lot of artists, and this is also what ADE is for, like sharing things with other artists, sharing experiences with other artists, then it's super good to talk with them, because then you're aware of it.
Right.
If you're not aware of it, it's more easy to get in the trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you know, hey, I'm not going to sign with this label.
Yeah. But it's also like this is what a little bit changed in the business. For labels, it's not that easy to do that anymore, because people are now connected more than before, and also like this super hype in commercial dance music, which was there like 2013 or something like that, when Martin Garrix released Animals, like that kind of period. Is like still like a big market, but it went down, like the whole market went down from there. So also for labels and everybody around, it's like not that easy to get the high quality stuff from artists. So they are more aware of like handling the artists good, and also like as artists nowadays are more connected, speak about it. If a label would do that nowadays, everybody would know, because they would do it with 3 artists, and then they would like post it on TikTok or like talk at IDE about this, and then trouble.
Yeah. Are you? Is there a part of you that feels bad for people trying to start out now, because the competition, is just flooded in the scene, and it seems like in some ways, I mean, you and I were talking about this off camera a little bit. In some ways, it's very easy for people to just kind of get started and get set up. You don't have to invest in turntables. Also, like the software is like a lot cheaper. Right.
Like back then you had outboard equipment. You don't need this anymore. You can also, when you start music, you can get cracked software. You know what I mean? I haven't said this, but
no, definitely not. definitely not.
But when you're like 12 and you start producing music, I think there's nothing bad in like getting your software somewhere. You know what I mean? I think only like when there's a point you're earning money with it, then you should like switch for it. You know, but I said like this is also like a lot more easy. And what's also more easy is like getting attention through social media. There's a lot of people like coming up through TikTok because they are just doing a great social media. This is also like there is some few parts where it's easier nowadays. But like, as I think that there's a lot more masses trying to do it, like a lot more people than before, this good things don't like, how can I say, overplay the...
Yeah. And then also with people starting out today, I think in a lot of different fields of entertainment, they kind of fall into a trap where they become their own social media managers, and then, they're spending more time on the social media side instead of on the creative side, or which maybe fits into what you were saying about chasing money a little bit. It's all kind of part of that. And so if you have to do social media marketing, if you have to put out statements about yourself, and you have to play whatever gig you can get just to kind of keep rolling along, then when do you actually get to that point where you can break out of that?
Yeah.
And, be the artist that you want to be?
Yeah, that's really the problem right now. But it always has to, like, every time had their problems. Like the gatekeeping thing back then was even stronger. There were like persons, for example, they said to Beyonce, like everybody said to her, she's not able to sing. Everybody. She was told, like, this is like the voice we don't want. It's like Jay-Z. Everybody laughed at him because, like, his voice is a little bit like high and like a little bit like what's childish, whatever. What you? Hey, bro, you cannot make it in rap music. It's like too. Your voice is not serious enough. But look where he's now.
I had friends who used to describe him as just shouting everything.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Back then you had those gatekeepers. Like the only way you could publish music back then was like through a big label, and the A&R had to like you, then radio stations had to like you, blah 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 blah. And nowadays you can do everything on your own, but as it's still gatekeeping, but a little bit less gatekeeping. There's more people putting it themselves on the market, and then you also get less attention.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's statistics about like how many songs are published every day on Spotify. I don't know the exact number, but it's millions every day.
You keep talking about gatekeepers in music, and I remember, I think it was Hunter Thompson, the author, back even in the 1960s or 70s. I described the music industry as being, lined with plastic hallways filled with pimps and thieves. Do you feel like in some ways is the music industry still like that, where it's people who are just out there to kind of take advantage of someone who just so desperately wants to be a musician?
Yeah. And I think even stronger than before, because right now this is like everywhere in the scene. It's not only music industry. Like nowadays that everything is so controlled by social media, it's super easy to attract the people who want something through social media. It's the same with all those like mental coaches, blah, 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 blah. You want to have this Ferrari? Yeah, you have to come in my group and you have to pay me $500. It's like, every month. And then you
and then you'll get your Ferrari.
Yeah, and then you get your Ferrari.
I'll get two, but you'll eventually get one.
Yeah, that's it. But you have to come in my group now, because today it's 30% discount.
Right.
Like this. But this is the same like with every like in not only in music, like as soon as those people feel the need of other people's, they try to get the money.
Well, I mean, you studied economics. It's like what they say about the gold rush, and and then how they talk about crypto even.
Yeah, crypto the same. Crypto the same.
Yeah,
it's like with everything. It's like with dating.
Right.
Yeah, it's with everything. With health.
The ones who actually are successful and make the money are the ones who are selling the pickaxes and the blue jeans, not the ones who are going out actually digging for gold and crypto.
Yeah, and that's of course the thing. But this is also why it takes so long to build your career as a musician, because you have to learn who to trust and who not. Who's like really believing in you and your project and your skills and your creativity, and who not, who only wants to like take money or whatever.
Was that a hard lesson that you had to learn at some point?
Yeah, every day I still learn it.
Still
like I'm more confident with it now, but it's like life learning process. I think with everything in life, you cannot, like, people who tell you at a certain kind of age, oh, I know everything. This is just a lie. It's life learning. It's like there's always people that can fuck you up.
Was there a situation where you got burned that really kind of sticks with you?
Nothing that affected me till now, but I also had like the things where I signed some contracts which like blocked me from other things, and that kind of it's like a especially when when in the music industry, when like people come up with like a big, how can I say, with a big name or whatever, and offer you contracts, when you're new to the scene, you're always like, really? With that? And then you're not really deep checking it, and then you sign it, and then you're like, but I luckily had the situation that I was never like that hard fucked that it's like, but I know people, I know friends, they were like, they signed exclusive contracts and they were not able to release other music for like 5 years. They like, there was like labels who signed a track and then had like a clause in it that says, hey, you're only allowed to release with us, not with others. And the second track they sent, they declined. The third track they sent declined. Fourth track declined. Fifth track declined. And then they were like not able to release for like 3 or 4 or 5 years, something like that. I think right now I don't know if this is still legal. I'm not sure.
I'm sure it's legal in some places.
I think
maybe not here, but I know there are countries where I'm sure that contract.
It's also it's a funny thing. Also, like in the USA, you're allowed to sell your whole publishing.
Yeah.
In Europe, not.
Right.
Like for example, if I would like produce a track, I have like publishing rights because it's like my creative owning, whatever. In the USA, I can 100% sell those rights.
Yeah. Or give them.
Give them, yeah. Or just give them,
yeah.
Yeah. By contract.
Right. Well, would you describe yourself as somebody who is really set in their own way of doing something, someone who can't be moved off of a path? Or is that you?
I was it more when I was younger, actually. Like 10 years ago, I was more like super straight in my direction, and nowadays I realized that I can learn so much from other people, and I always try to figure out new ways and try to rethink my position of what I'm thinking, and I really love to talk to people and hear other opinions. Because
I ask because you had a number of years before you really had kind of a breakout hit.
Yeah.
I imagine at some point there must have been a moment where you started thinking, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should stick to, staying in the producing studio or staying in the, in that side of it, or getting a job as an economist. Though I don't really see that, but maybe.
Yeah. I think in a musical career, you have this time, like this thinkings pop up from time to time. Because it's never, even if it's going up like in the long term, it's never like this. It's like.
Right. It's all sort of rises, plateaus, dips.
You have to accept the plateau. That's the thing. Because it's also the same when you're like employed somewhere. Yeah. And your boss says, oh, now this is your new job. You get a raise, blah, 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 blah. And then you get this raise at the moment. So you went up. But then for 3 years, there's nothing.
Right.
You're on a plateau. And as a self-employed person who runs the own music business, you also have to accept that there's plateaus. You cannot go like up all the time, because whether the music you're producing is not as hot as it was like 1 year ago, blah, blah, blah. Maybe your team and you are not that good together anymore, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of like things that can happen. So you have to accept that there will be a plateau, or that there will even be like a decrease instead of an increase. And this like gets a lot out of you mentally. You have to be like really strong to not get depressed by that.
Is that something that still hits you now from time to time?
From time to time, yes.
Yeah.
I think that this will never go away.
Really?
I guess so. I'm like what I experience is like, because like on a certain kind of level, you have certain kind of problems.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, for example, if you're the best DJ in the world and you get paid like 500K per show, something like that, and every show is like super full, like, you get booked to the hottest venues in the world, blah, 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 blah. And then, whysoever, somebody comes up that is a lot hotter than you, because like maybe music style changed, maybe your I don't know, there can be like a lot of reasons. Maybe even you get sick, or it's like there's so many reasons that can actually happen. And then you're out of the sudden, like you're coming back, and then you're playing like the smaller venues. Maybe you get like paid only half of the price, even if it's like 200K.
Mm-hmm.
But then for you, it feels like a decrease. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think, in my opinion, I haven't experienced that kind of level, but in my opinion, everybody has it.
It's so interesting because it's not something, especially in your industry, it's not something people talk about very much until Avicii's suicide. Just, I guess, 2 years ago, maybe now. Was that something that you looked at and you felt, I kind of understood that you kind of understood where he was coming from, or where that happened?
Yeah, because at a certain kind of level, like those, like if you imagine those Avicii levels, it's not, of course, like a normal guy who's struggling for daily life, like struggling, as we said, for food, for whatever. It's like, oh, how can he commit suicide? He has millions on the bank. He's so secure. He has houses. He can have girls, have everything, have good parties, blah, 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 blah. But like also there's a lot of pressure on you, especially if you're a guy like Avicii, like putting out that great music on that level. There's like a team with you on your payroll,
right,
that is pushing you, because they also know, if it's going down with Avicii, maybe 3 of us cannot work with him anymore, blah, 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 blah. So there's a lot of like there's so many, like the bigger you grow, there's so many more responsible you have to other families, because they are employed with you.
Yeah.
And so on. So they have maybe children, so like the bigger you get, the more pressure's on you.
And how do you protect yourself from that? How do you isolate yourself, or not isolate, excuse me. How do you protect yourself and insulate yourself from that? I
try to reflect myself a lot and try to take things not as serious as I sometimes should. And then I always this sounds maybe dumb or maybe stupid, but my grandma always said, like, we're not coming out of this alive. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And I then realized that, like, it's a great journey I am on, and I have to be grateful for what I already achieved and where I am in life and what kind of friends I have, and that I'm not struggling for daily food. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And even if there is a decrease, even if there's something, like, I'm like, hey, I'm in a good situation. I try to be thankful every day, even if I always have, not always, I also have this, like, that I'm 2 days in a bad mood because somebody declined my demo, or I had a call-up request, and then the other artist decided to, oh no, I don't want to do this, blah, blah, blah. But in the first, or like a show was canceled, or one show didn't went that well, I imagined, or whatever. This is like, but then I always try to, like, talk to myself and being, like, thankful for what I have and what I already achieved, and that it's like there's a lot more important things in life than your career.
Is it only recently that you're more able to enjoy the journey instead of sort of judging the position that you're in at the moment?
Yeah, I think this is comes also, like, for me, it's I like really enjoyed the journey, like, after COVID, because for me, COVID was that kind of, before COVID, a lot of things were about to happen. And then COVID came, and, like, so many opportunities were canceled. Like, we were about to, like, sign super big deals and kind of stuff, and everything was canceled out of this. Also, like, my whole tour schedule, it was like, I remember this. I was in a singer-songwriter camp in Berlin, and I was there, like, Monday till Wednesday or Thursday, but it was supposed to go till Saturday. Then on Thursday, all the Americans left.
Right.
All the Americans, they were, like, out of a sudden, they stood up. We were in a room. They stood up and were like, we have to take the next flight. Our border's closing.
Yeah.
Like that. And then, like things happened. And on Friday, my booking agent called me, bro, all your shows are canceled for the next year. For, like, the coming year. Or for this, like, And then you're like, oh, fuck. and but as you till then, as a musician, you're always in a what a Hamsterrad. I'm just thinking. Hamsterrad?
Hamster wheel.
Hamster wheel.
Yeah.
As a musician, you're always like in a hamster wheel, running, searching the next opportunity, blah, 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 blah. But then it was like emergency stop. It was like, poof, everything gone.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you've worked for the last 5 years, you don't know when you get any money in the next time, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, then you were immediately in that, okay, the food thing and paying the flat. But then I also was like, to everybody is happening this right now, and I can do nothing against it. And then I had a lot of walking, like a lot of hiking in the woods with one of my best friends.
Mm-hmm.
We were like out in the woods, enjoying nature, drinking wine while hiking, blah, 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 blah. And then we realized, even if he was a big festival owner, he had the same problem.
Okay.
But we realized it's maybe also an opportunity if you have this forcing stop to rethink what you're doing, maybe get sorted, maybe also find a way that you're sometimes if you're in a process, you're doing just for doing, but you're not like, oh, I could maybe improve this,
Right.
to go on the next step, to
Yeah.
And that time brought me a lot of that.
What's the difference between you as an artist now and you in 2019 before, let's say,
more chilled,
just before COVID?
A lot more chilled. A lot more chilled. A lot less. I'm still chasing, but I'm not like, how can I say? I'm not like, I don't know the word for it. I'm not like krampfhaft chasing. Like I'm not chasing at every price.
Mm-hmm.
I want to improve. I want to grow bigger, but it's also important for me to have fun. And also what you asked me, like, what do I against those? For example, like sometimes I just put my phone away.
Yeah.
And will not be reachable for like 1 or 1.5 days. I'm not going into WhatsApp. There's maybe 3 persons that can reach out to me. All the others, I try to took a little bit that stress away to be like permanent reachable, permanent,
Mm-hmm.
and really also try to get my off times from time to time. To when I started with the music business, I was afraid to go on vacation. Because when you go on vacation and then you get a big booking opportunity in,
do you kill the vacation and go do the job, right?
Yeah. So and I was really afraid for years to go on vacation. I had like 3 or 4 years I didn't went to vacation.
I mean, I empathize because it's really, I think every business owner
knows that
goes through this at some point.
Yeah.
I my dad was a small business, he's retired, but he was a small business owner. I remember being in hotels with my family where my dad's standing at the front desk waiting for a fax for, to see whether or not the order came in, and he's just standing there waiting. And so, my brother and I are at the pool, or, we're playing a video game or a pinball, and my dad's standing there waiting for a fax.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So everybody knows that, but I somehow realized, and COVID brought me there, that nothing is forever.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's good to take it only maybe 90% serious. You know what I mean? Or 85. And really like take the off time, put the phone sometimes away. Because if something is super urgent, then your management will be called or somebody else will be called. And then there's always a way to reach out, but not for like the...
And you talk about your grandmother saying, none of us make it out alive.
Yeah.
Right. Was she somebody who was, or is she somebody who was a, real influence for you growing up?
Yeah, 100%. She teach me a lot.
In what way?
A lot about life. She divorced from her husband in a time that women didn't do that. She was super self-independent in a way that she could make her life out of her own without a man paying for it. What at that time was super uncommon for for people. And I also spent, like, when I was younger, a lot of time. Like this is something really private, but my mother was a little bit like when my younger brother, she gave birth to my younger brother. She was a little bit like, it was a little bit too much for her, like having me and then the younger brother. Blah, blah, blah. So I went to my grandma, and she took care of me for a really long time. I also went back and forth, like, to my family, but I spent, like, as a young child, a lot of, like, more time with my grandma than with my mother. So she educated me with everything, and I got a lot of that from her.
Yeah. And is she around still?
She actually died this year.
I'm so sorry.
No. But it's super. It's okay. She died at the age of 100. 100. And the crazy thing about that is, like, she died on her birthday 1 hour after she was born. So, like, she was born at 9 o'clock and she died at 10. Like, 1 hour after she turned
100 years and 1 hour old. Wow. What is her being her loss, your loss, and her not being here anymore? Is that something that has weighed on you for the past year?
Yeah, kind of. Wait, not because like last, like, she had a really cool life, and she was, like, super fit, also, like, in her older years. But then like the last 2 years she got Alzheimer, and, like, it was, like, super. Her brain didn't function that good anymore, so for her it was, like, really time to.
It's also something that's hard to watch as a family member as well.
It's super hard to watch, but for her, she also then, like, in her, like, clear moments, she communicated that she didn't, that she want to go.
Yeah.
So for me it was okay, because it was really, like, I have so good memories with her and everything, so everything good.
And how's your relationship with your mother and your brother then?
Really good.
Yeah.
It's also really good. It was, like, only like a short time. She was really, like, because my mother gave birth to us for that time pretty old. Like, she was 36 and 38 when she got me and my brother, which for that time was, like, pretty old. So that like the whole situation was a little bit like, because she was a housewife, and then also, like, took care of everything, blah, blah, blah. Then my brother, and it was just too much for her.
Yeah.
But I have a super good
single parent.
Huh? No,
single parent.
No. My father and my mother are still together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, it's funny because you say, for her that she was kind of old, when she had kids, but you're her age. You're the age that she was at that time. You're 36 yourself now.
But my father was even older.
Yeah. I mean, so, you're in your mid-30s, and you're looking back at this stage that, that she was in at that moment also.
Yeah.
Is that also for you? Is that something that, is this a phase of life that you're coming into yourself at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, like I had this phase a little bit before, but yeah. I'm not planning to have children at the moment, but I have to plan. But I think I will have someday.
You think it'll happen at some point?
Yeah, but it's also, like, a problem when you're in the music business. When is the right time? There is no right time. Sometimes you just have to do it. Yeah, but right now I think I wait another 2 or 3 years.
Is there a partner right now?
Yeah.
Someone you've been with for a while?
Yeah, like not like super long, but, like, for a while.
It's serious.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. Let's see.
Right.
But yeah, pretty, yeah.
It must be something that also you must think about, because if you're, considering the idea of having a family at some point, but you tour a lot.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, you're really on the road frequently, right?
Yeah.
You're from Mannheim. Where do you call home now?
Yeah, I'm living in Mannheim.
You're living in Mannheim.
Like, Mannheim is, like, a good situation for me, because, like, the airport in Frankfurt, which is our main airport in Germany, is only, like, by train it's 25-30 minutes.
So if you're there, how much of a year are you actually at home?
Maybe less than half a year. A little bit less than half a year.
Yeah. And then the rest of the time, it's literally all over the world.
Yeah, that's also like a thing. What it's not like what showed me like the last 3 or 4 years, it's more increasing than decreasing touring. So this is also a point where I just want to see where it gets me till I get a child, because when you get a child, you really want to see it grow up, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, it's like I think this is a really difficult situation when you're that much abroad.
Also, because you're in a growing phase of your career. I mean, we talk about the plateaus, but over the past 15 years, it's, it's an upward trend for the whole time.
Yeah.
So there's, I imagine, a part of you as well that doesn't want to say, okay, now I'm ready to make this the level, and this is where I'm at, and maybe I come back to it, maybe not.
Yeah. So, but also like that, I'm like try to see it a little bit more easy, not to like think too much about it, because like things will even out somehow if you're not like too much into your head.
Right. Yeah. And what is this, for you? Like, what is the future for your career? Is there a general ambition or a target that you're actually going for? I mean, you play with some of the most globally known DJs as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like things I want to experience. For example, I never played Tomorrowland. I really want to play Tomorrowland. I never played that. There's so many cool clubs and cool parties out there I haven't played yet. I played amazing shows, amazing festivals, but there's still a lot of on my list. And also like, improving in the music and everything. It's like, it's so much fun. So just, keep on going, like playing even better shows, even like reaching more people with the music. Yeah, and also what I would really like, what it's not like a 100% aim from me, but I really would like to have a radio hit one day. But it's not like that I'm chasing it 100%, but it would be really cool to see like how it is to have like a #1 radio hit or something like that.
Really?
For example, in Germany or something like that would be nice. Yeah.
Just to before radio disappears.
Before radio disappears, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe I have another few of that, because I also like part-time hosting radio shows. So this is like, as I grew up with like interviewing, like for example, Felix Jähn when he made his #1 hit in Germany, blah, 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 blah. So this would be like fun to see how it feels like when you're the person who has this. Yeah.
And then, also in that vein, we were talking about collaborations as well, because you've, some of the collaborations that you've already done, were quite successful. Was there, one or two that kind of stand out for you?
That's a good question. Like, what always stands out is like, for example, especially for live, it's like I did Squid Play with Blasterjaxx, like a track that took like this play a Squid game theme, and we transformed it in a track. And this is crazy, because we did like the first version 3 or 4 years ago, and it still works out. Like when I play Asia, for example, it's like every show they're going completely insane. That's really like, it works so well live.
Yeah.
But there's also like there's some people on my list I really want to collaborate with. So
Who?
Yeah, for example, as I'm a lot into progressive house, of course, Martin Garrix. Like he's like right now the GOAT of it. Yeah, but I'm also like a lot into the Swedish sounds. Because like Axwell and those guys, because I really like, I have a lot of his work on vinyl. There's a lot of like, there's like WW makes so cool live tracks that work live so well. Hardwell, crazy producer. There's so many like.
Are you kind of one of these guys that's open to everything?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long it feels good, sure, 100%.
Yeah. And what's a collaboration that you have coming up? Because we were also talking about you've got a project coming up as well.
Yeah, I have a lot of music coming up, but also like what I'm really curious about, because as I said, like when I started doing music like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I started with progressive house. And then like the whole progressive house scene went down a lot through the years. There is some names out there who are still like super big, like Nicky Romero, Martin Garrix, Dub Vision, Third Party, Matisse Satko, and like those guys. But like when I started music, like really 80% of what, for example, the Dutch labels release was like progressive house, and then it went down. Then there was Big Room, and and then everything went harder. Like right now, a lot of people are in like higher BPM music, 140, 145, 150, 160. Also, like German main stages are full with like 145, 150 plus.
Just hard pounding.
Hard techno. It's like on the way so much up in Germany. But my heart is really with progressive house, and I really want to see if I could evolve that sound a little bit and put out more progressive house. And I have one producer friend, Madison. He also did a platinum record. And we want to start like a kind of back-to-back act, like where we keep our alias, but like producing progressive house together, because like as he's platinum, he has like access to all the really good top lines. I'm super experienced in like producing progressive house, and we wanna put out some really cool stuff there and see where it brings us. And we really want to then live do the back-to-back thing, like really playing together. We had this by accident somewhere in Taiwan. This was really by accident. It was like a club owner I really know. Like we were partying with him at his club, and we were like joking, like, "Hey, should we play tonight, all three together?" Like the owner, Madison, and me. And he was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do this." And then he ordered his stuff, because this is also a top 100 club. It's like an insane venue.
What's it called?
Wave Taipei.
Okay.
It's like 28 in the world or something like that. And he ordered his stuff and said, "Hey, we have to do visuals for that now." And he's like super crazy, like LJs, VJs, everything like on top. And then we spontaneously did a show, like Madison and me, back to back, and we did like 20-30 minutes. The crowd went nuts. They went nuts. It was like really they all want to have autographs afterwards, and they were like, "Why didn't you do longer?" Blah, 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 and everything. Like it was
I mean, that's the way to leave it, right? You walked off the stage at the right moment if that's what the reaction is.
100%. So we are really working on that one. Looks like that we will have the first single out 19th of December.
Just before the end of the year. That's great.
Yeah, before the end of the year. And then like trying to put out 4, 5, 6 tracks on a certain kind of level with that sound and see how it works. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's leave it there. Where do people find you when they want to find you and find out about these projects that you're doing?
Yeah, sure. Best is like Instagram, maybe. Cuebrick. It's like CUEBICK and then _ DJ.
Yeah.
And then also like Facebook and TikTok and whatever.
Yeah. Where did the name Cuebrick come from? Anyway,
it's actually a wordplay, like from Stanley Kubrick, like the filmmaker.
Yeah.
I really like his films, and Q is like it comes from DJing. It's like when you're setting a point in a track and you can jump back or forth to that point. And it's just a wordplay, like QCUE plus Kubrick.
Yeah.
Kubrick.
One other thing that we talked about when we were talking about people who are coming into the business, and it's just so many people who just want to try to crack it and get into it. It being so much easier for people now, and for even kids to kind of teach themselves how to become a DJ in the first place. Does that also mean that the quality is going down?
If I would give a scientific answer to that, I would say the more you have, the bigger the chances are that there is something super good at it. You know what I mean? Like if I have like 500,000 tracks, the chance that there's one super good track into that 500,000 is maybe higher than if I only have 1,000. But this is like the scientific statistic kind of thing. As everything is more accessible now, like with the DAWs, with the computers, with the software, with everything, that like the entrance level is so affordable. People just start, then think it's good enough, and then they put it out. This is like a problem, because like back then you had to like invest tons of money into your equipment, into your computer, into your studio, and then you were finally able to produce music. But if for a lot of people, if they have like that initial investment, they are a lot more, they are not taking it as a joke. They will like go for it serious, so the quality will increase. It's super hard to say. I don't know. It's like, I would guess that if I listen to releases, like the top tier releases, there's a lot of right now I really like, but there's also like there's a lot more music on the market, and in that there's a lot of music that maybe there should have been like 20% more of effort in it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Stuff that used to just stay on somebody's cassette tape.
Yeah.
In a little case, and maybe you got to hear it and maybe not. Yeah. Are you one of these, let's say, are you someone with a strong opinion on AI in your industry? And is AI a good thing or a bad thing for your
It's
industry?
a good thing if you're using it for creativity. And AI, we just said it about quality. AI will improve the quality of top lines a lot, because what you can nowadays do with AI is incredible, and it improves so fast. And I think that all the top lining business, like top lining for people who don't know, this is like singer-songwriters. Because like for most of the dance productions, not the producer is doing like the writing, it's professional writers. But also that market is like super big. And AI is like keeping up. So AI is right now at a point where it's better than a lot of not so good singer-songwriters.
Yeah.
And so it will I think it will push this kind of scene to be even better to compete with the AI. You know what I mean? Because what it's crazy. I played around with this so many times. Like, you can emulate voices with AI. It's crazy. I trained AI to have my voice, and then I did like moderations for radio, blah, 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 blah. You cannot hear if it's me speaking or like real me speaking or AI speaking.
I mean, you host this radio show, Nitrox, on Big FM.
Yeah.
How do we know it's you hosting it?
No, it's me. But we are also like when I, for example, like on the road and recording it somewhere, like in a I'm somewhere in a hotel and don't have a good mic or whatever. I just recorded it with my iPhone, and then we lay AI over it.
Yeah.
Just to go, like, you know what I mean? Just to get
to
it more
clean
cleaner.
up. Yeah.
Just to clean it up, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it is. and so now we're coming to a point where like I think AI will push the singer-songwriter scene to really improve, because they were like in a really delicate position the last years, because when you're like a top tier singer-songwriter, everybody wants your stuff, and then sometimes they are also like offering you the craziest deals. Like they want to take 90% of the rights of the production because they know they are so good, but you as a producer, you did a lot on that track, but they are only like, yeah, you can take 10%.
Yeah.
And now that there's another competitor, which is like a lot cheaper than them, it's like kind of open up the market a little bit.
Not to get too businessy, but what's going to happen is, is it going to be that AI becomes the alternative, or is it going to be that the top tier performers bring their prices down?
No, it will be the alternative, but it also will like bring prices down. It will make like top lines more affordable. I think also for younger producers, because they always have like the free option. And if I have the free option, and the free option improves to a certain kind of level, the free option will, like, I don't know how it is in 10 years, but the next 3 years, it will be not as good as a AAA top liner, but it will be like maybe as good as an average top liner where you which try to charge a young producer 2K and 90% of the publishing. You know, and now that young producer can be creative and can sort it by AI and then get it out to labels and like push his music. You know what I mean? So I think it opens up the market a lot for younger producers like price wise, because it will like drop prices in my opinion, but also like on the super high end thing, it opens up so many possibilities. Because also when you have like singing, songwriting is split, like there's one guy singing, one guy songwriting, sometimes they do it all together,
right?
But there's also like, so sometimes you have guys also like I know a lot of singer-songwriters where I'm personally friends with. They say to me, Ruven, I'm so much better in writing than in singing. Bro, I write the track, and then we see like what kind of AI we can, you know what I mean? Or I sing it, and then we change my voice with AI to something we maybe both like more than even before.
Yeah.
So in terms of creativity, it's really, really good. What AI is not that good at the moment is like really writing, like the songwriting.
Yes,
it's so. It's not on a really good level, but like emulating voices.
Are there any performers who you've had conversations with who 100% disagree with you, like passionately disagree with you about it?
No.
But
to be honest,
is that the difference? Are the best performers the one that embrace new things?
The thing is, like, I wasn't asked that question a lot. Like, I think this is like the second time or third time I maybe asked a question in that direction. So people didn't ask me that a lot. So, but I'm sure there will be a lot of people who maybe 100% disagree with me. But as everything in life, you have to go with the time. You know what I mean? There was a time we listened to music on cassettes. Now it's Spotify.
Yeah.
There was a time we had to sing into a microphone. Now it's a computer.
There was a time this episode would have been edited on a reel-to-reel machine.
Yeah, right. Also, like there was a time you had to play an actual piano. Now it's all of your computer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like...
Cool. All right. Well, I don't want to eat up too much of your time. I'm sure you're dying to get out.
Don't worry. No, everything
dying to get out to the clubs.
I had a lot of fun.
All right, Cuebrick, thank you so much for being here. It's really been fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for having me.
It's cool. DamYankee is produced in partnership with NL Times, the top choice for English language news from the Netherlands. Founded nearly 15 years ago, NL Times is now the #1 site for information about this country, featuring more news stories every day of the week than any other website. Keep tabs on the latest top stories, features, and breaking news from across the entire country, including the 3 big cities, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and The Hague. So visit nltimes.nl now and find out what millions of people are reading about the Netherlands. DamYankee is an NL Times podcast. The show was created by me and Peach Rizzo, and this episode was produced and edited by Marcus Engel.